first 5 seasons. You better savor him because he didn't make them a lot after that. I'll tell you that. When you were making all those playoffs, you probably thought it was going to be forever, right?
Well, you know how tough it is to make it. You think it's going to be forever, but boy, let me tell you something. It's hard to make it to the playoffs and never made it to a Super Bowl. That's how it is sometimes when you don't have all the pieces when you play pro football.
Yeah. So Jared Goff, you and I both liked him. And something happened this year. November 29th, they lose at home. He's bad against Nick Mullins and the Niners. Goff gets criticized publicly by Sean McVay, and it never felt after that, Eric, McVay was in on him. Are you surprised they traded him?
No, I'm not. Well, you know what? I am surprised they traded him because of the contract. I didn't think anyone would take that contract and take that on. So that was one of my surprises. I just felt like that, he wasn't playing well. And it's that's just how football goes. I mean, I got to say, I want to thank Brad Holmes from Detroit. He was, worked for the Rams for helping us out because no one would have helped us out with that deal. It was. Look, football is not about how you're playing. It's not what about you did for me last year. The Super Bowl last year is about right now. And, Jared has struggled for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And badly. I mean, and the quarterback position is very, very important. It's not like being a running back or a receiver, but this guy touches the ball every time. The center than him. He's going to have the ball. He makes the calls. And I think one thing, when I saw one game, I think it was the Seattle game.
Yeah.
Where it was 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1 or something. The third thing is 3rd and 4. And he slid instead of going for it. And I said, this ain't gonna work. And I think at that point, I just saw it kind of going downhill, with him. And I ain't gonna say the coaching staff, because I don't know what the coaches thought about it, but you could just see, because as a football team, the defensive unit, they get frustrated. They may not say it to you, but they get frustrated, and same thing with offense. If offense is scoring, the defense isn't holding anyone, you get frustrated. And I know that the defense had to be frustrated with the offense.
Matt Stafford, the new Rams quarterback. Do you think they're a better football team?
Most definitely. I think they are. I mean, people talk about, Matt Stafford, he got hurt and, but he played 136 games straight. And even when he broke his back or fractured a bone in his back in 2019, he still wanted to play. But, the franchise wouldn't let him play. And look, he's in Detroit. You got to keep that in mind. I mean, Detroit is not the place that you want to start your NFL career, but it's not his fault he started there. I mean, you think about Calvin Johnson. He was like, I think he played 8 or 9 years and like, hey, I just can't do it anymore. Barry Sanders. I mean, it just shows a history in Detroit. I really think Matt Stafford is probably one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. But he hasn't had a team around him to really show what he can really do. I mean, he's like an offensive coordinator on the field. I think that Sean McVay can open up his whole playbook. He doesn't have to trim it down. He can read defenses very quickly because he's been doing it for 12 years. So most definitely it's an upgrade. I'm glad we got him. And I think when it's all said and done, I'll go on record saying I think that he will win us the Super Bowl here in Los Angeles.
How about that? It's interesting. When you look at the season for Tampa and Tom Brady, I mean, God, you got Arians calling him out. You got no preseason. You got he struggled initially to get kind of the offense humming. They got blown out by the Saints. He threw 3 picks against the Packers, and here they are. Are you a little surprised? Kansas City we knew would be here. We felt they'd be here. Are you a little surprised Tampa's here?
I got to say I'm very surprised, but it's a testament to Tom Brady. I mean, it really is, because I think he elevates everyone's play. I think when the guys see him or hear his name, I think an organization like, well, we're really trying to win. They bringing Tom Brady in. We're really trying to win football games. We're really trying to get to the Super Bowl. And you can just see it. I mean, they've gotten him some weapons, and you got to have weapons. I mean, they got Mike Evans, they've got Chris Godwin, they've got Scotty Miller, they've got Leonard Fournette. They've got him some weapons. And that's important. I don't care how great you are, and they got Antonio Brown. Forget about Antonio Brown. If you don't have the weapons around you, you can't perform. I mean, and that's just the fact. It's like, and that's a prime example when I talk about Matt Stafford. Don't have the weapons. I mean, Tom Brady does have the weapons, and new offense for Tom Brady, new city, new coaching staff. Everything's new, but that just goes to show how great he really is. Even I still say he's an old man for football. I think he knows it too, but hey, the old man is doing it.
Yeah. By the way, Aaron Rodgers, one of his teammates came out yesterday on radio in Green Bay and said, I think he's hell-bent on revenge. He didn't like that Jordan Love pick. And players a lot of times say nice stuff publicly, but then privately, when you were a player, Were you willing to be outspoken publicly? You may tell your friends something, but Aaron's gone out and taken shots at his team. Were you able to do that? Were you willing to do that?
Most definitely. Yeah, I was that guy. I mean, if I felt something, even about myself, if I felt it even about me, I was that guy. I called myself out. I feel like that you are who you are. You're not a coward. You're not hiding behind someone else's words. You're not hiding behind the computer. You know, I'm with Aaron on that. I feel like that Green Bay has never really given him what he needs. Really given him what he needs. You know, I mean, they go out and draft a quarterback from Utah State. Nothing against Jordan Love, but come on, man, this is Aaron Rodgers. I mean, you don't do that. Why would you do? It's a slap in his face. Give me some receivers. Give me more than one receiver. Give me some offensive linemen. I mean, give him something to really work with. Like, I'm sure when he looks at Mahomes over in Kansas City, he's like, man, if I had all those weapons, or even Tom Brady in Tampa, if I had that, imagine what I can do. Because every player says that, Colin. I'm telling you. I've said it on the sidelines, especially when I was in Indy at the end. I'm looking over there, I'm like, man, look at those holes. If I had those holes, what could I do with those holes? I mean, you really do. And every player says it. I mean, and I'm sure Aaron Rodgers like, man, if I had them kind of receivers, I mean, with that many weapons, you know what I could do with that? I mean, but I'll say this much here. We even made a play for him. We called
Rams
the
did.
Green Bay Packers. Yeah, see if they wanted to trade him. They were like, no, we didn't want to trade him.
Yeah, no, the Rams have gotten really aggressive. How would you have fit in Green Bay? You think you've been a good Packer? What if you'd have gone in Green Bay?
You know, at the end, they tried to make a trade. They tried to make a trade for me to Green Bay.
Wow.
You know, I couldn't pass the physical at that time. My neck was down. I was done. You know, I was done. But you know, I'm like this here. I don't care where I'm at. If you give me what I need, I think any player feels like that. If you give me something to work with, I mean, I can work with it. I mean, especially when I was younger, for sure, I can work with it. I mean, would I have lived in Green Bay? I'm sorry. No, I would not live in Green Bay. I'd come back to Southern California. I'm sorry. But I'd played in Green Bay, but I wouldn't live here.
Fair enough. All right. Tell your agent to send me your book. I want to read it. Good seeing you, buddy.
Hey, good seeing you, Colin.
Eric.